removing barriers to Catholic social service in Philippine parishes. So, abstract. So, bali tatalakayin ko po dito kung paano po mahikayat yung mga kabataan na maglingkod po sa simbahan sa gitna po ng mga tumataas na bilang ng mga irreligious natin, lalo na sa mga youth. So, isa po ditong concept na kinuhanan ko po yung the peace community po, kung saan po meron silang parang welcoming atmosphere para po makapag-akit sila ng mga youth sa kanilang service. Sa introduction po, so yun nga po, yung sa buong mundo po, lalo na sa Pilipinas, tumataas po yung bilang ng mga irreligious, na lalo na po sa kabataan. So isa po ito sa nahamon sa ating Catholic Church. So pinag-aaralan po dito yung mga inisyatibo po upang muli nating mabalik yung ugnayan ng mga youth sa ating simbahan sa pamamagitan po ng pag-ano natin, yung meron tayong mga culture na kumbaga kaakit-akit sa mga youth, lalo kagaya po na ginagawa ng sa peace. Pastoral approach, yun po, meron po ditong apat na paraan paano ma-engage natin yung mga unchurched youth. So una po dito is inviting environment. So kaya po nang sinabi ko kung na-experience po yung the peace, welcoming po ang community, lalo-lalo na po sa mga kabataan. Tapos meron din po silang, yung worship nila po is relevant na minsan hinahanap yun ng mga youth, yung medyo active ba, ganon. Yung may mga sayawan, ganon-ganon. And then may mas din po sa peace, kaya po yung hindi natin, kumbaga, iniiwanan yung sacraments, meron silang confession, gano'n. And community na parang nagki-care po sa mga youth, kaya na feel nila na welcome po sila. Then, methodology, kinuhanan po, ang primary source ko po is nag-send po ako ng survey sa 8 respondents. Hindi po sila lahat youth, meron pong educators, parents. Tapos ang pinadala ko pong question is ano ba ang mga motivation para maibalik natin ang mga youth sa church, and ano rin yung mga barriers o hadlang kaya hindi sila naiingganyong mag-serve, and then ano kayang strategies ang gagawin natin para ma-engage sila. Ay, isa pa po, meron din po akong secondary source na kinuhanan. Bukod po dun sa survey ko po, meron po akong kinuhanan na talk ng isang youth leader sa Light of Jesus, yung kung saan doon po nakabase doon po galing yung The Peace Group na si Nico Capucion po. Umattend ako ng talk niya sa PCNE last July. Bali, yun po ang aking secondary source. So ito po yung mga motivations natin para ma-engage natin yung mga youth. Una po, yung pagpalalim po ng faith. Then pagsuserve sa iba. And then pag nasa community na tayo, nakakapag-build tayo ng friendship ng kapwa youth, ganon. And then nanonourished tayo spiritually. And then dun din po sa survey ko po, nakita ko rin din po yung mga, kung may motivation, may mga nakita din po akong mga barriers sa kanilang pagpa-participate. Unang-una na po yung motivation gap. So hindi lahat madadala natin sa simbahan. Pangalawa, peer pressure. So bali po, yung ibang youth, hindi naman kagaya ng style ng, iba naman ang form or style ng na gusto nila sa pag-worship. Yung iba po gusto nila yung TLM. So hindi sila a-attend doon sa kagaya po ng mga ano yun, masasayang form ng worship. Then pangatlo pong problem po is yung financial po. So syempre kapag may mga gatherings, mag-spend ka ng, kailangan mo ng pera. And pang-apat po yung mga transportation and time. So minsan inaagaw ng work or studies mo yung pag-serve kaya hindi ka makapag-serve kasi nag-aaral ka or busy ka sa work. And then malayo, walang pamasahe or yun. Tapos, paano naman natin may empower yung mga youth? So ito po yung una po, mentorship. Bali yung mga experienced leaders sa community, kailangan nilang i-guide yung mga youth para maging leaders din po. Yun. Sa leadership development naman, kailangan nilang i-train yung mga youth para maging active sila sa or sa community. Then, community building po. And then, recommendations po. Una, a multifaceted approach. So una po, strengthen natin yung catechesis. So yun po, kailangan natin umattend ng mga formation para sa pagbigay ng mga formation para sa mga youth. Tapos i-involve sila sa mga planning, pakinggan ang kanilang mga opinion. Then mag-build ng inclusive ministries para po makapag-create tayo ng culture na hindi nila mararamdaman na hindi sila belong. Then sa practical support naman po, yung mga nabanggit po na barriers, kung may magagawa tayong paraan para matulungan po natin sila, ayun po. Then sa conclusion naman po, yun po, sa pagtangkilik natin ng ating faith, so sa pagpapahalaga natin ng ating faith, paggabay ng mga leaders at suporta sa mga kabataan, may ipagpapatuloy po natin na maging active sila upang maging masigla muli ang ating simbahan kasama ang mga kabataan. And my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much po. Okay, congratulations po, ma'am, Miss Cynthia po. A question po na maaari ko
Yes.
pong maitanong po dito, isa ko po kasi, yung surroundings ko po, for instance, sa trabaho po as a teacher, ang dami po talagang, mga kabataan ngayon na totoo po yung mga nakita po natin sa results po ninyo. So, ang dami po mga kabataan po talaga na medyo nawawala na po, sa simbahan. So, ang tanong ko po, ano po kaya, based po sa studies din po na nagawa niyo, sa study po na nagawa niyo, ano po kaya ang maaari nating gawin? Kasi ako po, naranasan ko po na halimbawa po sa mga estudyante ko po, parang every time na magsasabi lang ng related sa Diyos, lalo na po nasa Catholic school, kita niyo po na parang may aversion or parang
Opo.
bored po sila.
Yes.
So, paano po kaya natin sila from the start pa lang, na parang mahikayat na natin sila. I mean, maganda po yung mga sinabi niyo, tama po lahat yun, yung mga results about magkaroon ng mga mentoring. Pero minsan po kasi kung sa simula pa lang ayaw na nila, ano po kaya ang maganda po nating sabihin? Halimbawa po may maghihikayat sa isang classroom po, for instance, ng mga kabataan, na parang sa simula pa lang ayaw na. Ano po yung pwede nating gawin para ibahin yung isip nila?
Okay. Nahiya-hiya po. Pero yung may na-encounter po kasi ako, yung minsan yung food, minsan nagiging factor ng kanilang pag-attend. Yung malaman, minsan parang pagkain ang pinunta. Pero may mga ganun po, parang sabi nung may snacks doon, ganun. So means, meron akong kasama dati na parang yun lang ang naging ano ko sa kanya, naging ano ba, parang yun lang ang pinanghawakan ko na, meron yung snacks. Tapos unti-unti po, uma-attend na siya dahil doon. So kahit snacks, sabi, yun po ang totoong na-experience ko. Pero yung sa mga, ako po kasi nagmi-minister din po ako ng mga youth, pero hindi po hindi sa, kasi po ang work ko kasi is sa shelter ng mga youth.
Opo.
Opo. So bali, yung sa na-experience ko rin na kahit na pag ako ang nag-minister sa kanila, parang ayaw ba nila? Parang mas gusto nila mag-minister ibang tao. Kaya ako nga yung kapatid ko, hindi naman siya masyadong youth na, medyo adult na siya, pero hindi ko siya mayaya basta sa church. So pero pag yung ibang tao nakita, nalaman ko na lang nag-join na siya sa Singles for Christ. Pero ako hindi ko siya madala before na
Opo.
parang may may ibang, sabi ko yung family ko hindi ko madala, pero pag niyaya siya ng ibang tao,
Dun po
sumusunod.
sila
Ay,
sumusunod.
ako yun, ganon. So, yung gaya nga ng nangyari sa kapatid ko, hindi ko siya madala, pero nayaya siya ng iba. So, meron din po akong sinubukan na magpa-invite sa kakilala ko, pero hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin po siya uma-attend. Hindi pa niya
Mhm.
mag-invite. So, totoo lang, medyo, ano talaga, kulang pa marami pa akong kailangang strategy na baka
Opo.
kayo po makapag-advise sa amin after this
Mhm.
presentation.
Challenge po talaga siya 'no, it is really a challenge po nowadays, especially po na parang medyo, astray po 'no. We see the young people parang they are astray from what's really the truth. Iba po yung truth nila, yun po.
And
But yeah,
kinatatakot.
hopefully po, yes, hopefully po through the results po that you have shown po 'no, magamit po natin yun
Yes,
sa
yun po
kanya-kanya
ang
po
aking
nating
kailangan.
ministries, yes po. Okey po, okey na po yun. Thank you so much po, Cynthia. Congratulations po and God bless you po.
God bless you too.
Thank you po. Okey po. So, ang next po natin nag-message po kanya po si Ma'am, Manlapaw po. Ay hindi pa po kayo nakapag-ano po kanina?
Hindi pa po.
Okey po.
Oh, sige po. Can you see my screen na po?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. So I'll start na po. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Romebet Manlapaw, and today I will present my research titled Promoting Social Action Among Augustinian Elementary Students Through Catholic Teaching. So this study po explore how Catholic and Augustinian teachings influence the way young students practice kindness, service, and concern for others in their daily lives. So my introduction is the Catholic education aims to form individuals who live out the gospel daily. So the Catechism of the Catholic Church teaches that faith must be expressed through love and service, guiding schools to help students value every person and respond to others with compassion. In Augustinian education, this mission is rooted in Veritas, Unitas, and Caritas, and follows St. Augustine's reminder that one cannot love God without loving one's neighbor. In Augustinian education, this call to service is guided by the core values of Veritas, Unitas, and Caritas. St. Augustine emphasized the true love of God naturally leads to love of neighbor. So, for how can you love God whom you do not see if you do not love your neighbor whom you see? These teachings highlights the importance of translating faith into concrete actions that strengthen community and communicate the common good. So despite many school activities that promote service, some students still view social action as optional. Therefore, this study explores how Catholic teaching can be more meaningfully integrated so that the service becomes a regular part of students' identity as young Augustinians. So the research promoting social action among Augustinian elementary students through Catholic teaching examines how faith-based lesson and school activities shape students' attitudes towards service with a goal of strengthening programs that inspire students, teachers, and parents to build a community rooted in faith, compassion, and love. So, statement of the problem. So, these are the questions po. How do students understand the meaning of helping others? What example of social actions do students show in school? How do teachers explain or integrate Catholic teaching to encourage social concern? So, my methodology is the study use qualitative, descriptive design. So, I choose students from grade 2 to grade 6 and their parents, as well as some teachers teaching religion subjects. So semi-structured questionnaires were used. Responses were analyzed through thematic analysis, identifying common themes on helping kindness and faith. So the result po, students understanding about social action, sharing with others, giving time and effort, helping even without reward. Student social action, sharing baon, assisting classmates, helping siblings, joining cleanup task. And for the parent observation, sharing at school, helping at home, supporting siblings. And for the teacher's observation, we have comforting classmates, volunteering in class, helping maintain cleanliness. And the influence of the Catholic teaching is that learn love and kindness, follow Jesus' example, and make good moral choices. So the overall interpretation is that Catholic and Augustinian teachings effectively shape students to practice simple but meaningful acts of service. The school environment, classroom lessons, and home reinforcement work together in developing students who care for others, fulfilling, uh, fulfilling the Augustinian call to love God through loving one's neighbor. So the conclusion is the study concludes that the Catholic teaching strongly influenced the development of social action among Augustinian elementary students. When faith lessons are connected with real life experiences, students become more compassionate, responsible, and willing to help others. Catholic education is effective in forming young people who act with love, unity, and concern for the community. So these are the recommendations. Integrate small service activities in daily lessons. Strengthen parent involvement to continue values formation at home. Offer age appropriate outreach projects for students. Regularly highlight Catholic and Augustinian teachings on love and service. Build a school culture of kindness modeled by teachers and staff, and continue evaluating students' growth in kindness and social concern. That's all po. Thank you for listening. And there you po.
Okay po. Congratulations po,
Thank you
Ma'am
po.
Manlapaw. Wait lang po, isulat ko lang po yung question ko.
Ay, sige po.
Okay po, ito po. So teacher po pala kayo, ma'am.
Yes po,
Then, okay
ng
po.
elementary
Elementary
students po.
students. Okay po, ma'am. Okay. So nowadays po, ma'am, yes, and another very insightful research po, especially in terms of young children. Yun po yun. So, very insightful po. Um, Now that truth, especially po sa media, is almost always compromised.
Yes.
Again po, especially in the news. How can then Augustinian values, especially the aspect of veritas, further combat these things happening around us, especially po yung mga issues na as early as their elementary school age po, nalalaman na nila in their own little ways po.
Okay, as a teacher po in lower level, actually small kids, I always remind them to think before you read something or before
Mhm.
you do something. Not all they read in social media are correct. So because
Yes.
they are still young, actually Facebook and YouTube, they need parental guidance.
Yes po, ma'am.
Especially the Facebook in higher level. Some of the grade 4, 5, and 6 have their Facebook already. Yes, their parents allowed them, but I know that their parents guide them
Mm.
kung ano po yung kasi there's parental guidance. Basta I always remind them po na not all you are reading po is true. You need to confirm it first. If ever your parents are not there beside you, you need
Mhm.
to tell them. Like for example, the bullying online po.
Yes po.
Kasi marami na po yung
Mm.
nangyayari na gano'n, binabash online. So I told them na huwag kayong mahiya to tell your
Mm.
parents about the issues na na-encounter, especially online. Kasi
Mm.
your parents are there kahit napapagalitan sila.
Mm.
That is the real reaction of the parents. Pero their parents for sure will help them. And also as teachers, they always make them feel, pinafe-feel namin sila na kung hindi sila pakikinggan ng parents nila kasi they are busy, we teachers is always there naman. Anytime, one message away.
Okay.
Opo.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am
Opo.
Romibet. And as a isa rin po sa fina-follow ko rin po yung si Saint Augustine, and ang ganda po talaga ng values na puwedeng matutunan
Yes.
sa kanya, especially nowadays na in combating against, things that are happening around us. And nakakatuwa po na sa results po ng inyo pong, study na marami na po tayong puwedeng magawa po 'no,
Yes
for
po.
to help na to further help these children
Opo, with the
to
help of parents po.
parents as well
Oo,
din,
parents,
opo,
opo,
tama po. Ayun po, thank you so
opo.
much po, okey na
Thank
po
you.
yun ma'am.
Maraming
Congratulations
salamat.
po and God bless you po ma'am.
See you po December 7.
Yes, see you po ma'am.
Thank you po.
Okey po, thank you po. Okey po, ang next po natin dito po sa list na, si Sir Titus Nery po.
Yes po, magandang
Good
hapon.
afternoon po.
Klaro po ba yung boses ko?
Opo.
Sige po. Magandang araw po sa lahat. I would like to present a study titled Guiding Children's Play Through Catholic Action, Cultivating Love of God Over Love of Things. Children learn not only through what we teach them but also through how they play. Ang paglalaro ay humuhubog sa kanilang imahinasyon, relasyon at mga kagustuhan sa puso. Yet, today's play is often shaped by materialism and digital distractions. Kaya mas napapalakas ang love of things kaysa pagmamahal sa Diyos. The church reminds us that formation happens in everyday life, even in play. Ayon sa Katekism, ang mga karaniwang karanasan ay pagkakataon upang matutunan ang mga bertud. Catholic Action, which calls parents, teachers, and catechists to evangelize through witness, offers a beautiful guide. Para sa mga bata, maaaring isabuhay ang Catholic Action sa pamamagitan ng value-guided play that builds generosity, humility, compassion, and stewardship. The study aimed to explore how children's play can be guided so they learn to love God more than material things, and to find simple strategies for integrating faith and play. Our methodology included observing children's natural and structured play, then introducing faith-guided interventions, kasama rito ang pag-encourage ng pagtulong sa kapwa-bata, maikling panalangin bago at pagkatapos maglaro, at paggamit ng Bible story themes tulad ng Good Samaritan at Creation. We also held reflection sessions with children and adults to see changes in behavior and awareness of God's presence. The results are: first, children became more generous, mas naging handa silang magbahagi at tumulong, showing the virtue of charity. Second, they shifted from loving things to valuing relationships. Mas mahalaga sa kanila ang pagkakaibigan at teamwork kaysa pagmamay-ari ng laruan. Third, they develop spiritual awareness during play. Children began to mention God during activities, saying things like, "God likes when I share," which shows spiritual growth. Fourth, adults notice positive behavior changes. Mas naging responsible, matiisin at mahabagin ang mga bata. This finding shows that when play is infused with Catholic values, it becomes formative, not just recreational. Tulad ng turo ng simbahan, ang edukasyon ay dapat humantong sa kabanalan. Following St. Augustine, we help children order their loves, loving God above all. In conclusion, Catholic Action provides a meaningful framework to guide children's play so they grow in love of God rather than love of things. Families, schools, and parishes can integrate value-guided play and simple faith practices sa araw-araw. Sa huli, natutunan natin ang mga bata na maging mapagmahal, mabahagin, at spiritual na ugnay sa Diyos. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much po, Sir Nery. Congratulations po. So, ang inyo pong research na about po sa mga bata, and maganda po ng about sa play, na yung guided play po, no, and to how to enrich values. So, ito pong aking katanungan. Dahil sa panahon po natin ngayon, hindi po natin talaga may iwasan ng digitization or ang pagkakaroon po ng digital interaction, na alam po natin minsan po ay maaari pong makasira po sa pananampalataya dahil nadi-distract po ang bata. So, paano po kaya natin magagamit ang digital technologies po sa pamamaraan na makakapagpalago po ng kanilang pananampalataya? Lalo na po hindi po talaga 'to maiiwasan sa panahon ngayon. So, paano po kaya natin siya magagamit?
Pwede po panoorin sila ng mga Bible stories, ganyan. Pero dahan-dahanan naman natin pag-introduce yung anong gusto nating ipakita sa kanila para hindi naman sila mabigla.
Opo. At sa study niyo po kanina, sabi niyo po yung kailangan ng guidance po, no?
Oo, yun
So,
po.
tama po. So, kailangan po laging may parental guidance. And at the same time po, lilimitahan din po no, yung gamit, lalo na po kung mga bata, para
Yes
din po
po.
makapag-socialize and may apply yung kanilang faith no, in the real world po, hindi lang po sa virtual world. Tama po. Okay.
May idadag
Okay
po
po.
ako.
Okay po.
Pagkatapos na magamit ng gadget ay
Mm-mm.
kukuha po ako ng mga Bible stories, magbabasa, parang ganyan.
Mm-mm.
Para masanay din sila na merong nagbabasa ng story sa kanila related
Mm-mm.
related sa ating pananampalataya. Ganun po ginagawa ko.
Okay po. Very good po. Okay na po yun. Maraming salamat po, Sir Nery. Congratulations po.
You're welcome po.
And
Maraming salamat.
okay po. God bless po. Okay po. So, ang next po natin ay